It is morning in the mountains. Hi, Frank Murphy here, and we've invited our friend ArtieQ to come back for another visit. Artie, welcome back.
Thank you, Frank.
Happy that you're here because you've performed at the King Family Library here in Sevier County. You're making Sevierville your part-time home, with England, of course, being where you're really from. But tell us about some of your wandering minstrel songs that have been also heard on television on the Hallmark Channel.
Well, they're the recorded version of them as opposed to the live version.
So wandering minstrel means that you're walking in and among the kids at the library or the crowd at a restaurant, wherever your gig is. But in the studio, you've got how many albums? 7?
Well, I've got more than 7.
Oh.
But the last 7 I've done have truly represented where I am.
Wow, congratulations on that. That's quite an accomplishment.
Write, produced, recorded, mastered, sung, played, except for lead guitar and piano.
Wow. All right. Well, but then the Hallmark Channel found you somehow. Tell us about that.
I was married to a music supervisor in LA.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, but before we got married, Frank, and even before I'd met this lady, we'd hooked up via the internet. I sent her links to songs, she would listen, and she put 4 songs in the movie before we had met.
Now, let me just, for those of you who are not don't read the credits in every movie, I had a friend in LA, Ann Litt, who did this for many films and TV shows as well, and she's a DJ at KCRW. And so they list these women, or no, excuse me, these people, it could be men or women, happen to be a coincidence, that they find these great songs that fit the story, fit the plot of a movie. They know the script, and they're trying to find a song to fit a certain mood, and you had it. And boom, next thing you know, you're in a Sybil Shepherd movie. Your music is there while she's doing whatever the scene calls for.
I had it, and I still have it, baby. 3 songs were pulled from my catalogue, and then there was Sybil Shepherd plays a dowdy 50-something woman who gets traded in by her husband for a younger model. And so she goes to university to discover her inner disco diva.
Which is the play on the title there, because her name in the show is Mrs. Washington.
Right.
And she goes to
Smith,
which is a well-known college.
Yeah. And they wanted a ta-da kind of moment where she's taken under the wing of a young, hip woman, and she, in order to bring Sybil Shepherd out of her dowdyism, she takes to revamp her costume.
Oh, there you go.
So she goes into the changing room as a dowdy 50-something, but she comes out to a piece of music that I'd actually written along with 2 other co-writers.
For that scene.
For that specific scene.
That transformation, that key transformation scene in Mrs. Washington Goes to Smith.
Exactly. She comes out and it's da-da, and the song is She Got the Look.
Oh, cool. So we can still find that on demand.
Yeah.
And
it's, I get occasional royalties from Filipino airlines who watch the movie or wherever it's playing.
That's outstanding. All right, so ArtieQ.com is the website. We can learn more about your upcoming appearances and gigs and buy these albums that you're telling us about.
Yeah.
What else do you love to do? I mean, we talked about the Wandering Minstrel show a bit the last time you were here. So that's kind of really been a path that you're following. It even says it right on your website.
Well, I'm a creative soul. I live to create. Whether it's music, I got in while I was in LA, got involved in acting, voiceover.
Yeah.
I had a West Coast agent for a while, Abrams Artist Agency.
Yeah.
And I was the West Coast voice for Land Rover for a while.
Oh, I bet.
The opinions may differ about what elevates the Land Rover LR3 beyond every other vehicle. Anyway, when I first got to LA 25 years ago, I moved furniture. I went there to conquer the world with my music, and I ended up moving furniture. I wrote a book about bizarre and irrational behavior moving furniture.
And a lot of people move in and out of LA every day.
And there's a lot of wacko stuff going on there. So I wrote about my experiences. When I got involved in voiceover and then acting, I realized I could do the audiobook. So I do the audiobook, and that's on Audible, Amazon,
So look up ArtieQ and welcome. I'm so glad
It's all on the website.
that you'll be making Sevierville your home, I hope, all year, but I also know that you like, when it gets hot, you like to go back to England.
Last summer, really.
Well, last summer was unusually hot.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean, I've done the desert of LA
Yeah.
in the summer, but this. Then again, I'm older. I'm 30 years older. You know.
There you go. Well, Artie, thanks so much again.
Thank you, Frank.
ArtieQ.com is the website. You're watching Morning in the Mountains on Mountain Fun Life. More of the show is straight ahead.